Hey, it's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Today we have a question from our friend Darks with an X. Cool screen name, man. He says, "Hello, Coach. Should I invest in some lace boxing gloves and use them only for competition? I have a pair of velcro ones that I use in training and also in competition. So what do you say? Is it better to have two pairs of gloves, one for competition and one for training? Also, is it better if the ones for competition are with laces? By the way, I am fighting in national amateur championships, those types of tournaments in which you have two or three fights a day, and the winner of the tournament is the champion. We call them pyramids. I saw that some of the fighters use laced ones and some use velcro ones. Okay, Darks, man, that is a puzzling question to me, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so we've got gloves with velcro on them, right? Like these ones from my friends over at Fortis. They make a good glove, good solid glove. Go check them out. Not sponsored by Fortis, but they did send me those gloves. Nice product. And here's another set of velcro gloves. Okay, one from Fairtex, also makes a nice, fine product. But what's this? I don't know if you can see that. I'm not squeezing this too hard. But these ones are old and packed. An old packed glove should never be allowed in competition. In professional fights, brand new gloves should always be used. In every professional fight organization I know of, that is one of the rules, that brand new gloves must be used to ensure that they are not tampered with. So what's wrong with a packed glove? Again, it's not something you can really see, but it's definitely something you can feel. The glove is filled with foam, expanded foam of some type, and all gloves are different. That's why a fight promoter should ensure that both fighters are wearing the same type of glove. Because say a 12-ounce glove from one company like Fairtex might be radically different from, say, let's see here, a 12-ounce glove from this Chinese company right here. You can see a difference in size. They're both 12 ounces, but clearly the Fairtex glove is bigger, okay? But that's a whole other issue. This is packed. That means the expanded foam has become compressed. Unexpanded, if that's even a real word. And as a result, well, you got less padding. You have all the supportive structure of the glove on your hand to help prevent injuries to your hand, but then you got a more solid connecting point. So you can do some serious damage. There was a boxer, man, I'm blanking on his name. This guy became infamous for essentially killing his opponent by removing the padding from the end of the glove. Again, giving him all the supportive structure of the glove and the wraps underneath, but having a nice rock-like part where he could hit with that bone-on-bone contact. And his opponent died, and that was a sad, tragic day in the sport of boxing. But let's take a look at this Fortis glove again. This one is not packed. It's pretty new. Hasn't seen the amount of hours on the bags and the pads and so on that that Fairtex glove has, right? So I'm squeezing this hard, just as hard as that other one, and you can see it's not compressing because that foam is still firmly expanded. And so, yeah, gloves are not really meant to be a safety device for the other guy, but this is an important but. They do protect your hands. They do buoy them up and help prevent breaks in the hands. But what they do, as you can see, compare that glove with a fist. It expands the surface area a lot. So it's going to spread out the damage instead of concentrating it on a very specific part of the body. It's one of the reasons why tampering with the gloves, loading the wraps is so dangerous, and why it concerns me greatly that this amateur fighting organization allows the fighters to supply their own gloves. If that's the case, I sincerely hope the officials are checking those thoroughly. But as to your question about Velcro versus lace-up gloves, I don't have any lace-up gloves here at home. I've got a bunch at the gym, and yeah, man, that really comes down to personal preference. The lace-up glove, if you have somebody else there to help you out, it's nice because you can get it nice and firm on the wrist in a way that it's difficult to do with a lace-up glove, although this Fortis glove is a little bit different because it's got a second strap right there. I feel like I'm doing a commercial for them. I actually made a video for them reviewing these gloves, but these ones, the second strap allows you to get that wrist a little bit extra tight, kind of like a lace-up glove, but without all the fuss. And you can put these on yourself. Then you got the extra outer Velcro strap to put that on right there, right? So if they let you bring your own gloves, just bring whatever is most comfortable for you. I made a video about why you should have 2 pairs of gloves, and not one for competition, not one for the gym, rather one for bag work and pad work and one for sparring. So, for example, these packed gloves, these super old Fairtex gloves that have seen thousands of hours of use on the bags, these are exclusively bag gloves now. I do not use these for sparring. Because even light sparring, my training partners would feel my bones against their bones, and I would start causing cuts and lacerations and things like that because they're packed so much. It would be like feeling bones through leather, but at the same time, once again, my hand is reinforced with the glove. And so I could punch a lot harder with a lot less effort. We don't want that. You may recall the story of Charlie Zelenoff. He took a pair of packed gloves, put those on, and gave his opponents a brand new, nice, padded pair of gloves, and then he would try to knock them out under false pretenses. Yeah, please don't be that guy, don't be like that guy. Yeah, man, so that really comes down to personal preference. If you like the lace-up gloves, they take longer to put on, you can't do it by yourself. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I had a Thai boxing coach, this dude from Thailand, who could tie his own gloves with his teeth. He'd pull them out there, do this thing, and he'd do it quick too. Man, it was crazy. So, it's still better to have somebody else do it for you. Another thing you can do if you only have lace-up gloves in the gym for sparring, that's a liability since you can't tie them by yourself, and if the strings are hanging out and you're throwing punches, the strings are going to whip out there, get your opponent, your training partners in the eyes, cause blindness, cause some serious injuries. We don't want that either. So if that's the only pair of gloves you have in the gym, grab that string, wrap it around your hand, and then stick it inside the glove, and then you'll notice those laces will get tight or tighter around your wrist. So if that's your only option, that's how you do it. Again, grab the strings, wrap them around your fist a couple of times, and then stick the fist inside, holding onto the strings. And then the strings come with you inside the glove. Again, I wish I had one to demonstrate that, but unfortunately, no. Anyway, good luck in your tournaments. I would strongly recommend review the rules, talk to the officials, and make sure they are checking the equipment. Too many fighters, including myself, have experienced catastrophic injuries because simple, sensible rules were not enforced by those whose responsibility it was to enforce them, involving gloves and wraps. So please don't let that happen to you. Thanks for your question. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.